Jesus today speaks against the religious observance of the law. The law is not meant to burden us. And here when we talk about the law, we are referring to the commandments, the law that comes from God. Let us call it the divine law, not the Constitution of Zambia, but divine law. So God gives us his law, not so that we are burdened, but so that we can have a relationship with him. And in this case, we are referring to the law of the Sabbath. The law of the Sabbath was given to the Israelites because these people, when they were in Egypt, they were working day in, day out. They didn't have a day to rest. They were in slavery. So when they were freed from slavery, it was important for them to have a day set aside so that they dedicate themselves to their relationship with God. They didn't have that time when they were in slavery. Now, that law was not given to them so that they are burdened by the day. Of course, the law came with its own conditions to say, as you observe this law, as you observe this day of rest, there are certain things that you're not allowed to do because you might fall back into doing the work that you're not supposed to be doing on the day of rest. So they are given conditions, this and that, do this, don't do this, do that, don't do that. But all that is not so that they become a slave to that law. But the intention is for them to have a relationship with God. And that is what they were doing. But then, during the time of Jesus, we have this group, religious group, called the Pharisees, the scribes, the chief priests. And they are custodians of that law. They are the ones to ensure that the people in the community observe the law of the Sabbath. But then the way they begin to take that law, it becomes like a burden. It becomes like something to, it's a day that you're not even looking forward to. Because when that day comes, you don't feel free. You don't feel liberated. You feel burdened by the day. And this is the mentality or the impression that Jesus is trying to change as he responds to them when they see his disciples picking grain. According to them, on the Sabbath, you're not supposed to do any type of work. If you found your animal has fallen into a ditch, leave it there. You can pick it up tomorrow because you'll be abrogating the conditions of the Sabbath. And Jesus is saying, no, the Sabbath is meant for you to have a relationship with God. Not that the Sabbath should become a cross that should be carrying. Otherwise, you'll not even be looking forward to the Sabbath day. Because ordinarily, you are supposed to be looking forward to that day of rest when you can go to church, when you can go to the synagogue, when you can go to the temple to pray. But then if it becomes a burden, you're not looking forward to that day at all. And Jesus corrects this mentality that these Pharisees have. The Sabbath was made for man. The Sabbath was meant for you. Not that you were meant for the Sabbath. Because a human being existed before the Sabbath. So the Sabbath was meant for you. And what was the purpose? So that you attend to your relationship with God. And so, for our own purposes and for our own reflection, what we get from today's counsel that Jesus gives to the Pharisees is that the law does not make any sense until it is accompanied by compassion, by mercy, by forgiveness, by love. Because before the law, actually there should be love, there should be compassion, there should be mercy. That is what we're supposed to front. But if we front the law, then we get it all wrong. We become Pharisaic ourselves. Amen.